Spike and I met in the summer of 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia. I went down after having made this film called The War at Home. And I was researching other projects for myself, and that took me down south, where I'm from. And we met. He was working with a friend of his over the summer at Spelman College. And coming back that fall, we both came back to New York. I had a company at the time called First Run Features. It's a film distribution company that a bunch of us independent filmmakers set up. And we were looking around for somebody to work part-time, just to clean prints and get them together to ship out. And Spike was it was like a perfect job for a film student. He's the only film student I knew. And I hired him. So yeah, I was president of the company. I made $200 a week. He was part-time, he made $100 a week, so that was the kind of company it was. But over the next few years, we really got to know each other. And I would say at the time, in the early 80s in New York, he was one of the few people who I knew who just loved movies. He had a love for cinema and a respect for entertainment that a lot of people I knew didn't have. A lot of people I knew at the time had really gone in to make films, make documentaries and other things, more as political statements rather than just a love of cinema. And Spike really had that love of cinema. So the two of us really gravitated towards each other. And I made a few other little documentaries at the time, and he worked on his student films, and we helped each other out. And when he made She's Gotta Have It, he asked me, once it was done, to come in and do some work with him in post-production. And so I did. I helped him out there. And when he did School Days, he asked me to edit it for him. And I mean, I really wasn't an editor. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it, you know. I mean, I thought it was an unusual, novel idea that somebody would actually consider me an editor. I edited my own stuff, but basically that was it.
Check the lane. Peace.
You know, Do the Right Thing, to me, is this magical film because of how well the script is structured and how well each piece just falls together.
Two slices. No service till you turn that shit off. 2 slices. Turn it up. The Radio Raheem. I can't even hear myself think. You are disturbing me.
What was nice about it, as an editor, was I didn't realize how beautifully composed the script was when I read the script until editing the film. And you know, you're working in such detail. And as you edit, you realize how many moments Spike has put in the very beginning that now unfold into something else at the end, all within a one-day story.
Good morning, Mookie.
Good morning, Miss Mother Sister.
Now, Mookie, don't work too hard today. The man says it's gonna be hot as the devil. I don't want you falling out from the heat. You hear me, son?
I hear you, Mother Sister. I hear you.
Good.
All right.
I'll be watching you, son. Mother Sister always watches.
And you're getting this sense throughout the film that this is sort of meandering on some level. And yet, he hasn't meandered at all. There's no moment that's extra or wasted.
You ain't going anywhere.
Where the
How
hell
you
you go?
doing? Vito, I know Pino's your brother and shit, but you should kick his ass. The next time he touches you, you should kick his ass, and next time he hits you, fuck him up.
Whoa, what? Hey, yo, Moke, I mean, well, I appreciate this concern and all, but I don't think it's any of your business, really.
Look, I know it's none of my business, but you need to kick his ass. Smiley, not now. If I had a brother like him, we'd be fighting all the time.
Well, look,
Smiley!
First of all, Moke, you don't got a brother like him.
Smiley, get out of here!
All of these moments bring you to that climactic moment. Without any one of those moments, you're gonna have a little bit less than the film can offer.
What can I fix you?
Regular slice.
No, I'm gonna make you something special, something very special, if you don't mind.
Yeah? No, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Okay, what do you want to drink?
Cream soda.
Change. It used to be root beer. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
I know. I want to change your pace, you know.
Vito, clean off the table for Jade, okay?
To me, it was the most exciting film to cut. A lot of times people say, oh, that must be fun or that must be fun in terms of some editing job. And most of the time I say, well, no, it's not fun, it's work. But you know, Do the Right Thing was actually fun. It was actually fun to work on it, and it was exciting because there was some sense of working on something that was beautiful. There was one thing that I did on Do the Right Thing that I thought was actually pretty nice. They had a rain day in which they didn't have a cover set. So they had Sam Jackson just do this roll call thing. He said, you know, they said, well, we have, you know, Spike said, well, we have the radio station, let's do this. And also, Spike had this idea in his mind that he just wanted shots of people being hot. He didn't know how he's going to use it or if he's ever going to use it. And so every, you know, in dailies, we would, every once in a while, there'd be a shot of somebody, and they were just sitting there, hot, or doing something hot. They're just, and, you know, just hot. But Spike said, I don't know, it looks good, but I don't know if we'll ever use this. So one day, after having cut the entire film, you know, I thought, you know, I think that we could marry these two. We got this roll call and all this heat, and I asked Spike, you know, mind if I do this? And go ahead. You know, I don't know if it's going to work, but go ahead. I cut this together, and it was just this nice moment. That, I mean, in many respects, the film kind of stops for this moment.
Hey, Jay, if I want to take a shower in the middle of the day, it's all right. Fuck Sal.
We love roll call, y'all. Boogie Down Productions, Rob Bass, Dana Dane, Marley Marl, Olatunji, Chuck D, Ray Charles, EPMD, EU, Alberta Hunter, Run DMC, Fred Wesley, Maceo, Janet Jackson, Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, George Clinton, Count Basie, M. Toomey, Stevie Wonder, Bobby McFerrin, Dexter Gordon, Sam Cooke, Parliament Funkadelic, Al Jarreau.
The icy man is here.
I want coconut.
Oh,
Give me lemon.
tell me what you need.
There was one time that I went on the set. Basically, I never was. And actually, in all the times that Spike and I worked together, this was the only time I ever showed up and said, Spike, we got a problem. It was the scene where the kid runs out in front of the car. It was shot on a Thursday. And on Friday, I knew that they were going to lose many of the actors that were in that scene. Some of them were taking off, going other places. And we shot on film, so you didn't have a tape to like show Spike like what I thought the problem was. What I thought the problem was when I saw it on the steam bag that morning was that it looked to me, I was not convinced that this kid was really about to get hit by the car from the shot that was supposed to sell you on that idea, right? So I show up, I go out there right before lunch. And I said, Spike, you know, I think there's a problem. I just don't believe it when I look at this footage. And I think we can cut the scene together, and, you know, the mayor's supposed to come out and save this kid, but the danger isn't there. Spike looked at me and said, well, I didn't see it, so I don't really understand what the problem is. So what do you suggest? What do you suggest we do? And so I was starting to suggest something, and Spike just said, listen, all right, maybe you're right. Set up the camera where you think it should go. And I never had anything to do with directing like that kind of directing or anything like that. And it always intimidated me, you know, these sets because they were so big and so many people. And everybody's like looking. I mean, nobody's seen this before. Like somebody like out there like doing this, talking to Spike this way. And so Ernest and I set up this camera way up the block and did this shot. To compress the distance between the car coming around the corner and that kid running out. And it worked, actually. I think it works pretty well.
Ice cream! Ice cream! Back there!
You remember that?
Yeah.